All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at what the stream is doing. Are we coming online or what? Um, Slowly, bit by bit, we are coming online. Facebook is online. YouTube is online. Let me shut the door. Yeah. D Live is live. We do not want this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Great stuff. Awesome. Let's have a look. YouTube, everything is running fine except for Twitch. Being Twitch again. But yes, we're live. We are live. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, let me make sure that we are recording because we do want to record, and here we go. All right. Welcome back to another update of what's happening on the Bitcoin charts. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's been some action, which is good. And yeah, let's take off first where we left off yesterday. Now, yesterday, I was expecting a little bit of a move up, hoping that we were not going to make a bullish signal in between those 2 points, which happened. We just have a regular continuation to the downside on the RSI, looking at the highs, of course, going from high, lower high, lower high, which is just a continuation. On the price action, we do have a higher high, a lower high. So here, this area, this looked like a bearish signal. It did. But now is the question, did we already play this or not? My apologies, I'm not COVID infected. I just ate some really spicy food, and yeah, my throat is still a little bit warm, let's say. So yeah, bearish signal on those 2 points, but we did get those very steep aggressive moves to the downside, and all those being higher lows, we have been in a series of making lower lows, well, almost equal low and lower low, especially on the 1 hour chart. Let's just quickly move to the 2 hour chart. On the 2 hour chart, we actually do have a downtrend on the RSI while we are still in an uptrend on the lows of the price. Now, what's a little bit worrisome, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people played on this, seeing this wick here. Let's mark it off. This wick breaking the channel. Now, a lot of people are already shouting doom and death to Bitcoin. I've seen people go with price predictions as low as 3,000, 7,000. You know, I think we're a little premature to be making those kind of claims. Now, I know I'm very cautious. I'm a cautious trader as well. This is what's been keeping me a lot more healthy in the game than just being all cavalier and making those grand claims. I would suggest, of course, still going level by level. Yesterday, we did break above this area, but we got rejected. Now, this could just be a continuation of this this bearish signal we got here from the RSI over the price. It could perfectly be. we had 1, 2, 3 strikes, 1, 2, 3 strikes. Baseball terms, you're out, right? So pushing down. Could we go lower? It is possible, but for now, for me, what's on my concern is that, you know, what's on my behalf is that I'm very allergic right now to the short button because we still are in a quite healthy situation overall. If price starts to tank down, look at the RSI. RSI, even on a long term, is just going to start making some incredible bullish signals, pushing the price at least up for a retest of higher resistance areas, support areas that became resistance. So for now, I'm still not inclined to be using the short button. You know, I'm pretty sure right here you could have shorted and made quite a buck. And here, same thing. If you managed to catch this high here, you would have made a decent profit. But being in an uptrend, the question is, where do you set your stop loss at? Like here, sure, you could have taken the 420 area as a stop loss because in the past, I'm not going to zoom out all the way, but we did this in previous streams. This is a key area on the former bull runs. So yeah, you could have taken your stop loss here, but still, me, on my behalf, I prefer just to play a little more on the cautious side, even though it's every kind of trading is risky business. You know, as soon as you enter a position, you put your money at risk. Don't underestimate the whole shebang. You know, this is just the nature of the game. I'm gonna sit a little bit higher so you guys can see my sweater. I have one of the ByBit sweaters. I'm one of the lucky ones. And as promised, I will be wearing this on every one of the streams because I'm a big ByBit supporter. I do have an affiliate link in the descriptions down below. If you want to support my channel, please use the affiliate link. It doesn't cost you a thing. You'll get amazing bonuses, yada yada yada, and you do support my channel. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just gonna keep on analyzing the price chart because, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. Now, of course, where are we sitting at right now? Let's go to the 1 hour time frame and let's have a closer look at what is happening. Let's clear this out. Right now, we just broke through this node here. And you know, if I move this line away, you see the red line. I cannot move this. This is the point of control measured on the volume profile. This is where the most volume has been sitting. We just pierced above it, and a good thing for us now, for the bulls, if you're a bull, is that we would find some support here on this area and then try make another swipe to the upside. Now, what is speaking in favor of the bulls? Like I said, we do have some clear bullish divergence signals right here and here. Let me mark it off. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So as you can see clearly, higher low on the price, lower low on the RSI. We also had here almost yesterday, like I said, this splitting hairs, almost had this bullish signal, and it did form quite some resistance, quite some support, I'm sorry. But of course, being under pressure of this bearish signal that we had a little bit more in the past, and that was a little bit more spoken out of, or outspoken, Please correct me if I'm wrong. My English is not my first language, so I think I'm doing quite all right. But correct me. I can accept being wrong. It's not a big deal. Just don't mock me, correct me, because I like to learn. So, right now, I do believe that this signal is strong enough to start initiating a little more of a push-up. Now, this wick here, a lot of people like to call this a liquidity hunt. This is where the price gets wicked way past the trend line just to be rejected and push back up. And what happens is that a lot of people act on this. They start opening shorts, and then all of a sudden price sneaks away from them, and they're screwed. So eventually those shorts are going to close their positions, pushing the price up even a little bit higher. Now, above us, we still do have this thinner and thinner air. We do have some more resistance here on this area. Maybe I can set it a little bit lower. Yeah, I don't know, maybe here. I don't like it. I'm gonna keep it where it was. Yeah, let's keep it where it was. We still do have some resistance here, but with this bullish momentum being set, it is very likely, very possible that we might see a stronger move to the upside. On the other hand, it is always possible that we do get rejected from this area and that we are going to start making lower lows, initiating a more severe downtrend. In my opinion, there will be bounces along the way, at least here on this area, the 12,700 area. I think this is going to be at least a support area, and then here below 12,300, this blue box area, I think this is also going to be an area of support. So if we break down, there's going to be bounces, probably retests of the higher area, and then bouncing back down, making lower highs, and lower lows, and lower lows. Perfectly possible. But on the other hand, the way we are set up, I think the chances are also very likely that we are still going to see more uptrend. And as I said, the longer we range here, the more RSI can reset and allow us to have a healthy move, a healthy continuation to the upside. Like the way we are set up here, this was completely exhausted. There was no way for price to keep going parabolic like this, like everybody was expecting, because this is what people do. You see it go up, you think it's going to go infinite, and then on the other hand you see it go down, you think, oh, it's going to go to zero. But this is Bitcoin. There is so much volume, there's so many people trading it, that I think it's fairly unlikely to see it crash all the way to zero in a couple of days, you know. So let's keep it real, okay? Now, on the other hand, we are still in this positive channel. I did mention quite a few times already that positive channels, upward channels, are are much more likely to break to the downside than they are to break to the upside. Of course, this channel is very shallow. Don't forget this. We also had this channel here. I'm not gonna redraw it, but we also did have this channel here. It was a positive slope, and it was a very shallow but positive slope. Now, as long as we keep ranging within that channel, there are chances to find some support on key areas, allowing us finally to break up. And the longer we trend within this channel, the more RSI has a chance to reset, to find some momentum, and this is where volume is going to start picking it up into the other direction. Now, if we go down if we go down, question is, how far can we go? So we do see that right here already we have been making a almost bullish signal on the RSI with this area and this one. Now, how much does the RSI read here? Let's call it 32 just to make it easy, and this one here is 33. So basically this is already a lower low on the RSI, while yeah, you don't have to be a genius to see that this is a higher low. This is especially why I don't think we're gonna see an immediate breakdown. There might be a swipe to the lower area, just making the signal so strong that we could like get the swing failure and drop down and then shoot up really hard. So I would not suggest shorting this yet. What my plan would rather be is to martingale, to scale in, maybe set a few of those limit orders. If price really manages to swipe it here, you just scale your position to a lower entry point, and this is how you might be making much more profit. Also, you know, think about your stop losses, think about your risk reward, think about how much you're willing to lose on a maximum, because this is number one going to be how big your positions want to be, how big you want your positions to be, and also how far your stop loss is going to be. Here, if we really swipe down, maybe 12,500 would be a nice area to scale your position to a really larger size, and then have a stop loss at 12,150 or so, because once we actually really start going down here, I don't even know, 12,000, I would say 12,700, and yeah, maybe 12,600, have your stop loss, and then see from there. If it really breaks, then, you know, you have a minimum loss, and probably if this breaks, we will be hitting the lower area, and then the bounces, the trend, this ranging area is completely broken, and we're gonna have to wait for price to look for another another trend, right? I hope I make myself clear here. Now, let's have a look at the stochastics, because on the 1 hour chart, the stochastics are looking pretty healthy. They rejected the bullish control zone. They are angled to the upside. But this being a 1 hour chart, we want to look at the higher time frames as well. Now, on the 2 hour chart, let me remove this one because this is ugly and nasty. Also, this one is not really very valid, because this one has actually been drawn on a higher time frame. Let me have a look. I'm thinking this one is on the 4 hour chart, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. No, 3 hour chart, no. And maybe it was the 3 hour chart. Yeah, I think it was the 3 hour chart. Okay, let's adjust this. My apologies, guys. You see, this is the beauty of live streaming. You know, you can't predict what kind of mess you're gonna make. Oh, by the way, did I remind you guys, have a look at ByBit. It's a great platform. Okay, let's do like this. This is gonna be better. Wow. All right. Now, the 3 hour chart. We did have a retest of this trend line, but as you can see, stochastics are actually trending or curling over. Maybe they're gonna try a swipe to the downside again. Now, is this trend line going to hold? I don't know. Trend lines are just a reference. They're not a wall that is unbreakable. Trend lines are made to break. But on this area, this is a 3-hour chart, we already have what seems to look like a bullish divergence. We have 42.1 on the RSI, and here we have, oh no, not yet. This is interesting. So 42.1, and here that low is 41.8, 42.7. So yeah, with this little area here, this one here is sitting just a little bit lower than this one. Oh, let me say hello. Hello, Barack. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Thank you for following my stream. And welcome. So now, here on these two areas, we still did not get a bullish signal. So perhaps we might see another swipe to the downside. It is perfectly possible. And then maybe we can forget about this channel. Well, let me make it just invisible for now, like this. And then maybe we will actually just trend here in between the yellow line and the blue line, having a retest of the lower area here, and finally making the divergence with this area. This could be perfectly possible. We could also see a little more of a swipe down, of course. But actually, I'm still hoping for us to stay within this this area. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I like this. I would like this. But of course, it's a game of probabilities. Nothing is set in stone. And, you know, do not shoot me for making these analyses, because as time progresses, we will start to see more of what the trend is actually doing. And this is where, if we see the plan change, we must be quick to adapt and start deducting which ones of these scenarios is going to be the valid one. Okay, so always think in two directions. Now, let's see just how low price needs to go in order to get just a bullish divergence signal from this. So we are going to take Pig's indicator. We're going to go for 41.8. And what do we read? 12,846. So right now, being at 13,000, 12,846, that would be somewhere right along the red trend line still. So actually, not a terrible thing. And if we range a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure we might hit the 41.8 even with a slightly higher number, because this is just a moment calculation. As price progresses, as time moves by, these metrics are very, very volatile. So more or less, this gives you a little bit of an idea of the area where we want to be. So let's call it 12,800, in the low 12,800s. Okay. Also, depending on which exchange you're at. This is now a chart of Bitstamp. I do like this chart just because it has the longest history. On the other hand, there's also Poloniex, which has a long history, but the newer exchanges don't have such a history to scroll back to. And since we are reaching new highs, it's going to be very relevant to be looking at all the former bull runs and those high areas to have a little bit of a measurement to see where we could expect bounces and sell-offs and stuff. I hope that makes sense. Now, for now, let's just see how this plays out, because we are sitting in the middle of the range. Are we going to move higher? Is the question, are we going to get into trouble with the RSI? So let's have a look and let's see what kind of RSI read we get at 13,420. Let's turn this on, let's turn this off. That would set us at 65, let's call it 66 on the RSI. And let's see, we would be making a higher high compared to this one. It would be a lower high compared to this one. Now, as long as we keep trending and we keep finding support, this is not a problem. This will not be a problem. But once we start moving up there and we start breaking resistances down again, then I do think we're going to see a rejection, and that will be the local top. Okay. Let's have a look on the longer term. Let's go over to the 6-hour chart. Now, the 6-hour chart is looking amazing, but it's very dubious. We do have lower highs over higher highs. We do have lower lows over higher lows. Now, which one do you want to follow, guys? Which is the one that you think is going to be the one? It's hard to tell, right? So we're going to zoom out a little bit and we will have a look, because this is a 6-hour chart, at what the implications could be. If we go lower, we need to get a bullish signal, or we're gonna have big problems. Now this here, I don't know if we could call this a local low, but just let's go with it for a little bit. So 56. $56 would be sitting at 12,950. That would be an easy break. Now let's go a little bit lower, 48.7. That's going to be a little bit lower. Let's see what the magic number says. 12,778. Let's call it the high 12.7. The high 12.7s. So this would be setting us here at this area, the bottom of the blue box. Pretty nice, because this is going to give us a bullish signal off of this here local low. Now, looking further, we could just as a mental game try doing these, but I think those are already a little too far in the past to be relevant, just for the fun of it. Let's look at this one, 39. Let's do 39. 12,450. So yeah, Depending also on how fast this move goes to the 12,500s, I do think this could also be a key area where we could find some decent support to propel us up if we are starting to come down. Now let's have a look at this one, because this is a really local low. 28. Let's have a look. 28. This would set us at 11,790, 11,800. So 11,800, that would be this area here. Okay, so now let's mark these areas off. I'm just going to remove this one. I'm going to grab this, move it over here. Or maybe, no, I'm going to do it like this. And this one like this. Voila, there we go. We have our plan. Now, if we break the blue box, chances are we'll bounce here, bounce a little bit up. If we don't manage to get back higher, we will soon see this on the RSI as well. Probably finding our way even a little bit lower, this area. But I think this area here is going to be the local bottom if we do see such a correction. On the other hand, if we keep trending like this, and if we find support on the green line, if we manage to reach the top of this blue line here, then probably I would expect a little bit of a retest and then a move back up. So yeah, I hope this helps. I hope you guys find some valid information in what I'm saying. The 6-hour chart is also just on the stochastics, just in its wake of retesting the trend line. So we can keep an eye on this one as well. If it breaks, then probably this whole trend is going to start shifting into something else. The 12-hour chart, we are actually pretty toppy on the 12-hour chart. But this doesn't mean, because it's a 12-hour chart, that we are going straight down here. What is a little concerning on the longer term here is that we do, I don't know how far we need to go back in time looking at these kinds of divergences, because right here it is clear to me that we are seeing a bearish divergence on the long term. But maybe this whole retesting scenario could play out on the longer term. Like, as you can see here, we also did have a bearish signal. What happened? We did have quite some ranging and some trending within this channel until we started topping out. And this is where we started to make lower lows. So yeah, a lot is to be seen. We could be, for now, sitting at the high end of the range. Perfectly possible and very valid. On the other hand, this is long-term prediction or long-term look. on the medium and short term, I think for now this is the blue box until maybe the blue line here is going to be the range in which we are trending for now. We could see some swipes down. Remember to set your stop losses on the right levels if you want to play any of these areas. On the upside, keep your eyes at what happens if and when we touch 13,420. And if we start ranging to the downside, I think these areas are key areas, maybe even the 11,400. Let's swipe it down here. Yeah, let's do like this. These could be key areas to see a signal of a bottom forming if we actually really start breaking down. But for now, in the short term, I don't think this situation is played out just yet. Let's have a look at the daily. Is also looking quite toppy, but as you can see here, I think a similar play is going to play out, a similar situation is going to play out first before we really see a consolidation. And if you can see here, all these lower areas that we marked off, like 11,700 or 12,500, all these are within the longer scale and range of this this trend line as well. So yeah, this could be interesting, but on the shorter term, before we actually see a break of formation here, I do think that at least we're going to see one of these uptrends with, on the dailies and the 12 hours, at least a whole set of bearish divergences forming before we really signal a complete way down. That's my 2 cents. That's what I'm thinking. Now, before we close off, let's have a look at the dollar strength, because the dollar has been having a green day, which is really not bad. It hasn't been big. Yeah, I don't see any sort of divergences in play. So possibly a retest of one of those resistance areas. Let's look at this one. Yeah, 93.350. And then let's go from there. E-mini futures. E-mini futures is having a really bad day. Like same thing here, just like what Bitcoin did, just swiping down this long wick and testing the point of control. But for now, yeah, we might be seeing some bullish divergence forming as well. Let's have a look at this area with this one compared to this here with this one. So lower low, higher low. Big rejection wick here, like super buying up power. This could be like it's moving around and it could be getting ready to trend back up. And then the S&P is doing the same thing, but just on a much larger scale. Also a test of this area, the blue box area, being bought up, and same thing, starting to make potentially a bullish divergence as well. So yeah, dollar possibly topping out somewhere about this area, and it could be moving to new lower lows, maybe until we start seeing a bullish divergence with this area. And guess what? In a few days, in a week or so, we are going to have election day in the US. And I've always been saying, well, I've been saying so far that election day in the US, this is where like stuff is going to happen in the market again. It's going to show. So yeah, keep your hats on. Don't throw away your socks, and I don't know what kind of other expressions there are. I'm not an American, I do not know. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for following me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I do hope you got some insight and things to look for. And yeah, this is gonna be it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for joining. Remember, ByBit, have a look at it. Look in the descriptions if you like my stuff. Just sign up with my affiliate link. You're gonna love ByBit. It's a great platform, very, very friendly chat, awesome support, and you know they offer just the large coins, so you know, less vulnerable to all those hacks and stuff. Yeah, well, this is it. I'm gonna leave it to it. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next time.